What is up, everybody? Welcome to another tutorial. So, I'm going to try something a little different this time. I'm going to play through everything at a high speed and explain what I'm doing. Okay? And hopefully this can help a few. Let me know if this helps, if it doesn't. Okay? What you like, what you don't like. Basically, got a character in Daz and posing it. Okay? Posing is probably one of the hardest things. Not the actual pose, but getting that correct feeling of something. You'll notice, man, I do a million things here. I try a million things. I get things wrong, and then later on I change it, and I keep doing it. I mean, look at the eyes. The eyes are scary. That's the monster. That's the real monster right there. Obviously, back into ZBrush. I use ZBrush a hell of a lot, man. A hell of a lot. Tweak things. You know, a lot of the time when you use poses or different morphs or whatever, you can start getting these. It's almost as if the mesh is folding on itself or breaking on itself. So I come in here and I smooth things out. With regards to the dress and stuff, man, it's a no-brainer. I run a quick simulation, or I don't even run a simulation. I just take it straight into ZBrush, and I start just creating the morphs inside of ZBrush. You know, how the dress fits, how it goes, because Daz can't get these things right. It just explodes. Once there's too many interactions, things just explode. So, applying the morph for the right dress. I tried on 2 different dresses here, and I was just trying them both, see what works. So just go into ZBrush or Blender. Blender does this nicely, and you can just go in there and start sculpting from there. Okay, once I got that basic lighting, you know, the biggest thing here is trying to get that fear and just getting things looking right. You know, intersections is always a big one. So basically I use the cloth brush or just a manipulation brush, and you can see you can start getting some really nice results. This is the cloth brush there, and then add a morph in, and you're getting something pretty cool. Remember, man, when you're doing something like this, just have fun with things. If things don't look right, go back, take your time. The biggest thing is taking your time. Take your time to get things right. Now over here I was trying to get like expressions in the face, the forehead, using that aging pack, but it's a child, so you can't go crazy, otherwise it looks like an old lady or an old woman or something. So you can't go crazy. A child's face is smooth. It's completely smooth. So just remember all these things. You know, I added a little bit of change in the mouth using ZBrush just to get what I want. Smoothed it out a bit to get rid of the bad crinkles and stuff. Brought it back in and applied it. Now I start to get what I'm looking for. Now I start changing the, you know, I wasn't happy with the hand placement. I thought I'd let them hold on to the blanket or whatever, but it wasn't working. So this took a while. You know, just keep on playing. That's all I did here. Just keep on playing. And then I thought, what's pretty cool? It's when you're holding your mouth. You don't want to scream, right? A kid doesn't want to scream. They always put their hands over their mouth. So how can I show this in quite a distorted way? And this made sense to me. Then I went to work on the eyes again. I wasn't happy at all with the eyes. Started tweaking the hands, you know, putting pressure on those fingers. You see that? Start putting a little bit of pressure on those fingers. And this started giving me something more of what I wanted. Put on their hair. Whatever it did, obviously covering the eyes, took it back into ZBrush, and just moved the hair out the way using the cloth brush. Beautiful brush. Testing out different kinds of materials on the hair and whatnot. Get the bed ready. Bring the bed into ZBrush. Mold the pillows around her. And then I just got a plane for the blanket. We'll get to that later. Set up the monster. The scales of the bed, the scales of the pillows, scales of everything. It was too big, the bed. I wanted something smaller, but I also knew I was going to have a really close-up shot, so I didn't need to worry too much about the scale of the bed. And then, posing the monster. A monster! Ari, look at that monster. Oh, hi! So, in fact, I should have left it like this. The hand coming from this direction. Always when I look back at my works, I always see where I should have stopped. I always see a better picture. But, I didn't. I went for this way, and it's fine. It worked out too. But sometimes you just need to know when to stop, you know. Uh, that would have looked good. I also could have got a closer shot, which I couldn't because I needed to get the hand and the face in, so the shot had to be a little bit further, which is fine. It worked. Over here, I just got a plane and did a simulation within ZBrush, just getting it kind of in the right place. And this for me, and then save it out as a morph. Bam, it works. Okay, I wasn't happy with the geometry, the divisions of the geometry, so I went back into Daz and really made a smooth version of it. And that's what you get here. A smoother version. Now obviously it doesn't simulate perfectly, and that's okay. That's what ZBrush is for. You can always go back and start mending things. Now over here I've got the hand in the right place, and I've got the fabric. Now I'm just using the cloth brush in ZBrush to make it look more like cloth, fitting it better to her, fitting it to the hand. You can see here it starts to work. But my problem was the hand was too close. It was too close. I couldn't see exactly what was happening. Was the monster pinching her? No. So I had to take the hand a little bit away. I tried a good few materials on the blanket, but I couldn't get what I was looking for. So I actually took that into Substance Painter later and just did my own textures. Over here, just messing, just getting things closer. Remember, you can keep going back and remorphing, resculpting. Take in new morphs, delete the old ones, continue on the old ones, whatever. Here's Substance, and I just wanted to make a material. And you can have a lot of fun, like a cute blanket, a cute little girl's blanket. And Substance is incredible for texturing things. So I went in there, textured a lot of it, mate. All of the blankies, made them look nice, a little bit of ice. And this worked. I could take what I wanted, taking the textures easily into Daz, just drag and drop, and start getting the look of the blanket that I wanted. And this was cool. This was cool. You see the feeling. Blanket's not shiny. It's kind of rough. You get like these, it's got so many of these little loose ends, right? Like this fuzzy kind of a feel. And that's the kind of feel I was trying to get. And this is just messing with the shader. For everything on this image, I always mess with the shaders, the roughness, the speculars, the normals, try different things, and this works. Now I'll move the hand a little higher because I didn't want it to look like he was tickling or pinching her. So I moved it a bit higher, and then I sculpted the blanket that it would fit better. It would fit better, Ari. I needed it to fit better, Ari. So there we go. There's the morph. I modeled the hand. I posed the hand so it just fitted better, so it looked like it was pulling the blanket off. Went back and sculpted the deformations in the actual mattress so she fitted better on the mattress. Obviously, we have weight. We displaced the mattress, and that's what I was trying to get to there. Even though I didn't even see it, I did it. God damn it. Always doing things I shouldn't be doing, That's why it's always a nice idea to find your shot first. Then you don't have to spend tons of time working on things that you're not going to see. Now over here, I'm looking for my shot. I'm looking for what's a nice shot. And this, I kind of like this. I kind of liked the little foot and the toes, her little face and the hand coming over the bed. So this is kind of what I stuck with. At the end of the day, this is what I stuck with. Always do a quick render, quick viewport render, if you will, mate. It's what it is, isn't it? Once again, just tweaking the shaders, the materials. This is for the blanket or the bedding. I stuck with all clean colors. I didn't want patterns and things like that because I didn't want to distract from the image. The main focus is the hand and her eyes. That's it, her face. Everything else is secondary. They need to fall into the background. You don't need them. It's not telling the story. You just need the things that tell the story, right? And that's an important one. Always look, what is telling your story here? Is this piece of cloth telling the story? Is this a feather in the background telling the story? If it's not, it doesn't need focus. Don't put focus on it. It's merely there for decoration. Once again, there's a pillow in the back there, which I didn't like. I took it out later. But for now, just working on the materials, getting the new textures in, getting everything looking good, and you start to see that simple colors are the things that work the best. Simple colors, things that you can push in the background. They don't shout or don't demand attention. That's a big one. Make sure that the things that do demand attention are the things that are sticking out or that are nice and whatever. But Ari. So if Ari had to do this, Ari would mess it up. No one likes Ari. Really, no one likes Ari. Over here, I'm just morphing a few little things, fingers, just getting things a little bit better. I wanted more pressure on the fingers, more unease on the hands. It's amazing how a pose of a finger can just change everything. Everything. Just one pose of the finger. That's the thing. It's all these little details that bring this together, bring things together. Now look, this isn't one of my best pieces on earth, but it was okay. When I finished this one, I thought, man, I would want to do this one again. But I'm happy with the result. It's fine. On a good monitor, it looks pretty damn good. But the majority of people don't have good monitors, so you lose all the detail, which is kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. Things look different on different monitors. It's what it is. Right over here, just lighting, adding my lights in, them rim lights. Always want them rim lights. Keep things dark, but just highlighted. And that's how I get, a lot of my imagery, man. It's so basic. I use a good HDRI, and I use good rim lights. That's it. I use rectangle lights because I love the accuracy of them. You can make them do whatever you want. You can use them as diffuse lights or harsh lights or whatever, and I like that. Back into ZBrush, just fitting things a bit better. That's it. Taking my time and just having fun with it, man. I had fun with this. I love the combination of Daz and ZBrush, man. It's just a powerful combination. Getting the hair a little more fluffy, fixing the clothes so they're not coming through things, and just getting things looking a little better. What I should have done, mate, is I should have put thickness in the cloth. I didn't, because I knew it would be in the dark. I knew that I was going to make it really dark, but if you saw those lines or the edges of the cloth, I would have added a thickness to the cloth, but I didn't need it. Just messing here with lighting, seeing what's going on, seeing what I could do better. What can I do better? Take time when it comes to lighting. Switch off lights, switch on lights. All the lights that you've created, go by one and start seeing. So these are the renders I got. I always render out the dome, the beauty, and the scene, so I can mix and match them. I can't render out passes because I have a plugin that messes that up for me. So I just render out those 3 layers. It's not important. My other work is more important. So yeah, I'm just masking out the blanket. And this gives me absolute control because now I can put the blanket on top and I can get the shadow underneath. Where the render messes up, I can fix it. And this is cool. So where people render out passes, I just kind of cut my own masks out in Photoshop when it comes to Daz. Now I'm just darkening the scene. with a vignette. I take different backgrounds, different things, testing different backgrounds, seeing if they work. It didn't work. This one didn't work. Oh, man. But I know I wanted a really dark image, dark, and just highlights of what it is. That's all I wanted. Messing with the hue saturations, messing with different masks, messing with different colors. The color of the blanket, everything kind of had this red tone to it, so I changed the blanket to red too, which kind of kept it like a monotone, like a black and white monotone kind of a feeling, and with a little bit of color in it. And I kind of like this. The face there, I darkened way too much, so I kind of feathered it out a little bit. I drew in like a few things on the sheets, so it's got like kind of a stretching feel to it. And that's it, just cleaning up a couple of things. Honestly, everything's done with masks, brushes, dark brushes, vignettes, adding different passes and cutting the things out that I want from them, screening them, multiplying them over, and just getting a little bit more light in there now. I've got the little leg, I've got the little toes, and just here, bringing out the face a little more. So added another render to it with more light, and then just brushed it out easily. So now I get the face, I get the blanket, I get the hand, and I get the little toesies. So I know she's kind of in bed or somewhere or hiding under a blanket. And that's it. I use some Ron's brushes for dirt and just to add a bit of atmosphere. I was going to put it into a window, which I kind of should have, but I couldn't get it working properly. I couldn't get that whole thing feeling good. So I left it out. I added some atmosphere, which can be done with like Ron's brushes. So dirt, I tried to do like raindrops so it looks like a window more, like a scary scene, the reflection of a moon and stuff. But it distracted too much. For me, it distracted. It could have looked cool. I suppose if I spent more time on it, it could have looked a lot cooler. But I thought, to hell with it. Let's just leave it out. Put a bit of atmosphere in there and try and see what we can get. And this worked. This worked. A little bit of lens flare, a little bit of glow, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And this started coming together quite nicely. It has that image, that silhouette. And this worked. I tried to add a few effects in After Effects with it. But in all honesty, the whole lens flare and stuff, it looked cool, but it was too dramatic, too drama, like a theater instead of a realism. And I'm not going for realism, but I am going for that kind of a gritty, darker look, Then I started adding the tears in. Ron's tears. Using them, Ron's tears. Fixing up a few things that don't look right, fixing up the nail, the fingers, things like this, just with brushes, Adding some noise in. I mean, what says horror more than noise, right? Added a little bit of noise in the image. Ari liked that one. Ari said, it's too scary. I say, go, Ari. Go back into your room. Anyway, added all these things, and it all started coming together. I wanted to pop the hair out, so I took one of the renders that had the hair lit more, cut out that area, and just added it on. That's it. Just get a little bit of highlights in the hair, and then just added the tears in. This was a problem for me. I couldn't get them as subtle as I wanted. I love subtle things. Subtle. Everything's subtle. So I added the tear line, painted it in, added some of Ron's brushes with the tears, and just kept on iterating until I found something that kind of suited me. I didn't want to hide the eye or anything. I added a little bit of color to the eyes. When you're crying, you have variation in your skin, different skin tones, different skin colors. And when you start adding like a little bit of a darker color under the eyes and the hands, it gives it that kind of more of a cruel look. You can see on the hands there, under the eyes, it's more stressed. Everything's a little bit more stressed. And this worked. I tried a few effects on the tears, they didn't work. So I kind of just pulled back the tears a lot. It just gave like little sparkles, imitations of her crying or something like that. And that was it. I put in like a window, turned it into a vignette, like just a square, blurred the edges, and turned it into a bit of a vignette. So that kind of encompasses the entire image. Give it a confined space, which makes it a little bit more scarier when things are confined. I messed around a bit with the eyes with the liquify tool, but I used it gently. Anyway, that was it. That's my process. I hope this helps, and man, I hope you have a great weekend. Let me know if this was alright or if it doesn't help. Hopefully it does. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you guys later. Bye, guys.